Welcome back, and let's cut across to some latest news coming in. The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant, and this is against Russian President Vladimir Putin, accusing him of being responsible for war crimes committed in Ukraine. Welcoming the move, Ukraine's President Zelensky said that it's an initial step in restoring justice over Russian invasion. My colleague Siddhant with us on the broadcast. Siddhant, the ramifications of this warrant.
Well, look, this could again be considered as one symbolic, maybe order from International Criminal Court. In fact, this is not for the first time that any such order is coming against Russia, Vladimir Putin, or his close confidant. Before this, International Court of Justice and People's Court in Hague had given similar orders in the past. But look, this time around, International Criminal Court has given orders against Vladimir Putin and also his close confidant, Maria Lvova-Belova, who also happens to be the Russia Presidential Commissioner. And the statement which has come from the court is that Vladimir Putin is allegedly responsible for the war crime of unlawful deportation of children and unlawful transfer of children from Ukraine to Russia. So very serious charge has been made by this court in Hague in a statement that has been issued. Interestingly, neither Russia nor United States is a member of this court, and in fact, countries like China and India have also rejected its membership outrightly in a beginning. So the time will only tell how much this arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin and his close lieutenant is going to stand. But it could be seen more as a symbolic order to corner Russia. And also, since the allegations that have been made by in court's order are very
as Siddhant rightly is pointing out, this warrant per se would be very difficult to execute it. In international law, these warrants are seen as largely a sign of perception and how the international community and the world order is viewing the action of one particular state, and that's an assertion of how Russia is being viewed by the international community. Now, former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has once again dodged arrest. Flanked by hundreds of his supporters, Mr. Khan appeared at the Lahore High Court this evening, seeking protective bail in multiple cases filed against him. The court granted protective bail to him in about 9 cases. This comes hours after another court suspended the non-bailable warrant against Imran Khan, and this is in the much talked about Tosha Khana corruption case. Imran Khan has been accused of buying gifts, including an expensive wristwatch he had received when he was the Prime Minister. He bought it at a discounted price, allegedly, from the state depository called Tosha Khana, selling them for profit. Now, all week, Imran Khan has been resisting arrest in the Tosha Khana corruption case. He has been holed up inside Zaman Park residence in Lahore, while hundreds of PTI workers clashed with police outside. They pelted stones and bricks at the police, who in turn fired water cannons on them and bait-and-charged the protesters. Following the street battle, the Lahore High Court prohibited Imran Khan from holding a rally at historic Minar-e-Pakistan on Sunday. The rally was supposed to be part of Imran's ongoing election campaign in Punjab province. Imran Khan has been constantly addressing his supporters and telling them to continue fighting even if he is put behind bars. Now, Imran Khan is currently involved in more than 30 cases. Here are some of the biggest cases and investigations against him. Well, there's the Tosha Khana corruption case, of course, in which the arrest was suspended by the Islamabad High Court today. There's another case in which he's been accused of threatening a judge at a public gathering. The non-bailable warrant, NBW, which was issued against Imran Khan, that has been suspended till the 20th of March. Another case. Last year, the Election Commission of Pakistan initiated contempt proceedings against Imran Khan and other PTI leaders for using objectionable language against the CEC. But the Lahore High Court suspended the bailable warrants. Imran Khan is also accused of receiving prohibited funding, but he has managed to get interim bail in those cases. And there's also an attempt to murder case that has been filed against him by a member of PMLN. Last month, he got bail in that case as well. Now, the Imran Khan saga is only adding to the state of turmoil that Pakistan is already in. The International Monetary Fund and Shehbaz Sharif government are still in tough negotiation on the financial aid. CNN News 18 learns that the latest round of virtual talks remained inconclusive because the IMF found Pakistan's defense expenditure unjustifiable. A team from the IMF spent 10 days in Pakistan and left without promising any kind of bailout. Pakistan is hoping to unlock about $1.1 billion bailout package from the IMF, which will be critical in helping it to avoid defaulting on the external debt obligations. Now, the IMF has set 5 conditions for Pakistan in order to secure this critical bailout. The first and the most important is that Pakistan must cut its defense budget expenditure and military expenses by about 15%. The second is that Pakistan must abandon its long-range nuclear missile program. The third condition is that the state must allow a third-party audit of its loans from China as well as China-Pakistan economic corridor. IMF also wants friendly nations to honor their commitments and give funds to Pakistan before they sign off on any deal. And the final condition is political stability and assurance from the leaders of opposition. Now, IMF had also told Shehbaz Sharif government to cut down defense expenses if they want a bailout. Take a look at Pakistan's budget. The biggest chunk, about 41.58%, is servicing debts. 16% is defense, 8.42% development, 7.35% on subsidies. To the federal public sector, it's roughly about 7.1%, 6% to the power sector, 5.78% to the civil government, 5.57% to pensions, just about 1% to disaster provision, less than 1% on education, and 0.2% on health. That tells you about the priorities of the government. Now, Pakistan has approached the IMF 23 times since 1958. That's the most by any country during this period. Pakistan secured a $6.5 billion IMF bailout in 2019. And the financial institution gave the country a fund of $3.9 billion till August last year. Even if the IMF releases the next tranche of about $1.1 billion, it won't be enough to shore up Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves, which are depleting. They have dropped to a historic low of just about $4.2 billion. That's enough to cover just a month of imports. The dangerous foreign exchange reserves are not the only indicator of Pakistan's frail economy. The Pakistani rupee has fallen to a historic low of 282 to the dollar. There was record high inflation of 31.5% in February. Growth forecast for 2023 and 2024 is a dismal to 3 to 3.55%. Pakistan's fiscal deficit widened by 43% for the third quarter of 2023. And there's mounting external debt of $126 billion, which needs to be paid. So what happens if Pakistan defaults on the debt? For starters, the country will be unable to repay the commercial loans. The central bank will have turned down the debt repayment or service payments to the commercial lenders. This will trigger the downgrading of the country's credit rating by agencies such as Moody's and S&P, reducing international lending confidence for the country. Now, the decrease in dollar inflows will limit the country's ability to import essential items. This, in turn, will impact the economic output, and inflation will skyrocket in the country. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition. Thank you for watching.